Hello, it's been a while. Not much, how about you? And if you're my age, you'll get that reference. Hi, it's Teri Clark Linden, and I'm here in my studio, my Whisper Room recording studio, and I'm going to read from my voiceover book for beginners. TCVO presents Spring into Voiceover. Kind of voiceover basics from my experiences. The last video, blog, audio recording that I did was a while ago, but I got busy, life, momming, auditioning, audiobook, whatever, it's always good to get back to this though. We were talking about Teri's 3 T's, training, Teri's 3 T's. So, techniques and tips, training techniques and tips. And I think I left off with name slate, so we're going to do some of the technique part today. So thanks for watching or listening. And first we're going to start off with microphone placement. As with the voice, where you place your mouth in relationship to the microphone also affects your sound. The best way to discover this for yourself is practice. Get a microphone. Download free Audacity recording software on the internet and play around with how close or how far you are from the mic, whispering or shouting, talking at the mic directly or from a side angle, walking up to the microphone, speaking, etc. Here are a few basic tips. Distance. Basic traditional distance from your mouth to the microphone is 5, and I'm going to say or so fingers. I have a really loud setting right now on my preamplifier, so I am like a distance right now. You'll see of 5 fingers. And if you've watched the King's Speech, you'll see where he puts his thumb up to his mouth and his pinky finger, and la 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 like that, which is kind of funny, but that was probably a way hotter microphone back in the day. But anyway, the basic gist is placing your fingers standing directly in front of the microphone, placing your hand with your pinky finger lightly touching the mic or pop filter, and your thumb touching your lips. Play around with closing up the distance from your mouth to the microphone with lessening your fingers, 3 fingers, 2 fingers, and then play back and listen to how that sounds. Now we're going to talk about setting levels. A good engineer will set your microphone with you in front of it. Then she will move to the engineer booth where she will set volume levels with you reading the copy in front of you. Keep reading the copy, even if over and over, until the engineer tells you to stop. Your levels are set. You were planted. If you do walk-ups to the microphone for effect, remember where your first mark was. Now, I use a pencil or a pen at my feet before moving. Then I always know where that first level was that my mark in front of the microphone was that the engineer, when he set my levels for me. For narration or audiobook jobs, I have been asked to set different volume levels based on scenes where I may be shouting or getting very quiet. This is something always for you and your engineer to discuss. Effects. Yelling. Never yell into the mic. You will sound horrible and distorted and cause damage to your sound engineer's poor eardrums, not to mention the fact you may never be asked back. There are a couple of ways you can get a yell effect at the microphone. One way is to step a good foot directly back from the mic. So here I am just sitting in my booth. You can't see me if you're just listening to the blog, but I'm pretty much a good foot back and hello. I'm not going to scream, but hey, what are you talking about? Hey, like that. So that's one way. If you do this, remember where your engineer placed you initially when setting levels. Again, we just talked about that. And try to walk back into that spot. The other way is by turning your head away from the mic, staying planted to the left or the right at approximately 10 or 2 o'clock. So if I'm at the microphone, I usually do this when I'm narrating audiobooks, and then I'll just kind of turn over here to the 2 o'clock position. So let's say I said, then she got really angry at me. I'm really angry at you. I turned away to kind of the 2 o'clock on a clock face position before saying that line. And Then we're going to talk about whispering. Pat Fraley, who you've heard me talk about before, he's patfraley.com, www.patfraley.com. He's my teacher, mentor, guru. I've studied with him in Los Angeles, Chicago. He does traveling stuff. I really suggest you check into his website if you're serious about training, which you should be if you want to be into any kind of voiceover. Pat Fraley suggests not whispering into the mic as it doesn't sound that great, but instead lowering your voice to what is called sotto voce at the close-up distance to the microphone. Or even closer. I feel I've swallowed the mic at times, creating a very soft effect. Think about volume used talking to a sleeping baby or an aside to someone when you don't want others to hear you in the room. And finally, the last thing with techniques, tricks today, because there's going to be a part 2 to this where we talk more about the tricks, some tricks, performance tricks at the microphone. Groups. Not very common, but it does occasionally happen, like at an agent's office when auditioning in a group read for a voiceover, where you find yourself with 1, 2, or even 3 people around a microphone, and most likely with a script in hand. If one page, and okay with the person who gave you the script, fold up your script into the tiniest one page possible, retaining all of the lines you need, of course. This usually means getting rid of extra white space. Halo data, that's the information, usually on a commercial piece of copy. It's the information at the top, how long it's going to be, what kind of spot it is, the title, maybe the advertising agency, maybe any direction from advertisers. When you're auditioning, you don't always get that information. So halo data or video description in the case of a TV commercial voiceover copy. So you just basically want to make it as small as possible so you just have a tiny little bit in your hand, not wrinkling pages or having them bash into the people next to you at the microphone during group reads. And have fun. So thank you for joining me, and I will try to be a little more speedy with getting my book out there, audio blog and YouTube, and good luck. Thanks. Bye.